الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. من يهدي الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear sisters, my dear daughters. Welcome back to a new episode of Asma'ullah al-Husna. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to teach us what we are getting benefits from, and to inshallah write all these times in studying His names and knowing His names to have a better life and a better living with the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as usual, we're going to start with the hadith for the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. Verily Allah has 99 names, 100 but one. Whosoever knows each and every one of them, believes in them and works according to them, enters the paradise. So today, inshallah, we'll have a new name to be taken today. Inshallah, only we'll take one name because we have a lot of things to say about the name of Allah, ALHAQQ. ALHAQQ, or the truth, or the ultimate truth, or the absolute or the ultimate truth. When we are speaking about the name of Allah, ALHAQQ, what does it mean that from the names of Allah, the truth, or the absolute truth, or the ultimate truth? From the meaning of this name, just before we go to the meaning, we'd like to say, what is the truth? What is the truth? The truth is the thing that 100% have no doubt. If you have something that you're 100% sure of it, so it's called the truth. There is no doubt in it. It's not something might or might not. Even if it is 99% right, it's not considered the truth. The truth, if anything, we will have this to call it with the word truth, means that is 100% correct. 100% correct. So if we said this theory, for example, is just 85 or 95% is truth, is correct, so it's not considered to be as the truth. So the whole truth or the ultimate truth is that 100% correct. So when we said about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the truth, means that He is the one who truly exists and who is undeniably the Lord and the King of all this universe and all the other universes that He created and we are not knowing. Because actually even our knowledge is very limited to the knowledge of Allah. But for what is truth about Him, that He truly exists. There is a Lord, there is a God present. And the signs of His presence is very striking and is very clear to the one who wants to see it. The one who has a heart, open heart for knowing the knowledge, or for the truth seekers. Allah is present 100% for those people. We're going today to speak about the title of the truth seeker. How to be a truth seeker. Also from the meaning of name of Allah, Al-Haq, the one who is perfect regarding His actions and attributes. We are speaking about the name of Allah as His name and attribute is the ultimate truth. And also the truth is coming to His speech is the ultimate truth. His decree is the ultimate truth. His promise, legislation, is the ultimate truth. His threat to the disbeliever is the truth. His act are ultimate truth. His creation created in front of us of us are ultimate truth. So it's the truth here, when you are speaking about the name of Allah, the truth, it considers of many meanings. The first meaning is a name and attribute of Allah. And from the attribute of Allah, His speech, His promise, His threat, His acts, even His creation, all these are truth. And all of them take the meaning of the truth since it comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as we mentioned, the truth means 100% persistent or 100% correct. And it means the opposite is not present. What is the opposite of the truth? The opposite of the truth is the lying, is chaos, is the fabrication, is doubt, is the suspicious, or going astray. All these things are the opposite of the truth. So when we take only one thing, the truth is the 100% correct and opposite of all these other synonyms that we mentioned now about what is the opposite of the truth. And why I'm saying that because actually people are who are really seeking for the truth, they may pass through many stations of fabrication, of lies, and this is, we can find it usually in the new Muslims. The new Muslims, from their stories, they are telling you that we passed through many stations of suspicious doubts and lies, and then after they being really have their target of seeking the truth, they found Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then they became Muslim. So the presence of those things, the lies and the fabrications and all the things against the Islam, actually is for the truth seeker, as we are mentioning, is the ultimate goal for them after passing through all these stations. Now we'll come to where we can find the name of Allah, the truth in Quran. In the Quran, actually, you will find the word ALHAQQ came many times, more than 140 times it came in Quran. But when we are speaking in the concept of the name and attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so we are speaking here about main two issues. The ALHAQQ, or the ultimate truth regarding to the name of Allah, and the ALHAQQ as regarding His attributes and His creation and the things that shows His presence. So for these three ayat we have with us today in this slide, it's related to the name of Allah, ALHAQQ, in Surah Al-Kahf, ayah 44. There the authority is for Allah, the truth. He is best in reward and best in outcome. So here the truth is coming for as a name of Allah, very clear in this ayah. There the authority is for Allah, the truth. Another ayah in Surah Taha, in ayah 114, so high is Allah, the sovereign, the truth. So here it came as the names, one of the names of Allah. And O Muhammad, don't hasten with recitation of the Quran before its revelation is completed to you, and say, my Lord, increase me in knowledge. This is the rest of that. So here the name of Allah came through as a name of Allah with the sovereign. We said the sovereign before, and this is a name of Allah, and this is the truth here, another name of Allah, and came here related to the revelation of the Quran, that the Quran is coming from the truth. Another ayah in Surah Luqman 30, ayah 30, that's because Allah is the truth, and that what they call upon other than Him is falsehood. and because Allah is the Most High, the Great. This is what I'm telling you here. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning clear in this ayah of Surah Luqman that Allah is the truth. And what they call upon any other thing away from Allah is the falsehood. The falsehood is the opposite of the truth, which is something suspicious, something lies, and not doesn't exist, fabrication, or you will find many meanings for the falsehood, but you have only one word for the truth. You don't have another word. When you said about the ultimate truth, it is one word. You will not find other comparative words for it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning his presence and his existence is the truth, and anything be worshipped away from him is considered to be a falsehood. So this is 3 ayat speaking about the truth as a name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now we come to another group of ayat speaking about the truth as something else. What something else? In Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 176. That's because Allah has sent down the book in truth. And indeed, those who differ over the book are in extreme conflict. So here, the truth came in the book. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the book here is the Quran. That Allah sent down the book in truth, with the truth. This book is having the truth. All the truth, if you want the 100% correct, as we mentioned in the beginning, for definition, you will find it in this book, the Quran. So this is another meaning of the truth. What is the Quran? The Quran is the words of Allah. The words of Allah. So his speech to us through the Quran, through the verse of Quran. So here, one of the action of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to speak to us. So his speech is truth. Okay? In the same surah, ayah 252, these are the verses of Allah, which we recite to you, Muhammad, in truth. And indeed, you are from among messengers. So here, the verses of Allah, again, Allah is speaking to his messenger, alayhi salatu wassalam, saying that this verse of the Quran recited to you is the truth. Recited to you by Jibril from Allah is the truth. In ayah number 6 in Surah Al-Imran, the truth is from your Lord. So don't be among the doubters. Here again, see the truth and doubters. So there is the opposite. The opposite of the truth here is the doubters. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning to his messenger, this is the truth, what we reveal to you. Don't be doubt about it. Because if you're going to, in our life, even if you have, you are interested in science or in the evidence, recent researches, if you see any researches or any new evidence-based science, you will see this theory is around 78% correct, 58 or 88 or 95 or 96. You'll never see any theory will be 100% correct. Even if we can take any example we have, you will find everything in our life will not be, you cannot judge on it 100% correct. Even if you are, for example, a very simple example, if you are buying this disinfectant or something for against the virus or bacteria, you can just wash your hand with it. You will find it 99%, 99.5 against the bacteria, combating bacteria or disinfectant. But where is the 100%? Even if it is Dettol, where is the 100? Nothing 100%. So in our life, when you are trying to think about all our life, you cannot judge on anything that is 100% correct. From the things that we are. Even all the time, if you can judge on people, maybe he is a very nice person and he's nice man, you cannot see he is 100% a good believer. He's 100% will enter the paradise. No one can know who will enter paradise and who will enter the hellfire. No one knows 100%. So here in the ayat of the Quran, you will know what is the 100% correct. What is 100% correct is what you are reading in the Quran. Why? Because it is a speech of Allah. Who is Allah? Is the ultimate truth. The ultimate truth speak by truth. So again in Surah Al-Imran, ayah 62, indeed this is the true narration, and there is no deity except Allah. And indeed, Allah is exalted in mind wise. Here, Surah Al-Imran, this is the final ayat concluding the story of Lady Maryam alayha salam and Prophet Isa, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning in the previous ayat than this ayah how Prophet Isa was a prophet and servant of Allah, and his mother is Lady Maryam, and is not like the Trinity concept taken by the Christians. So here Allah is saying true narration. Even if you want to know the stories, to know the true stories, go to the Quran. If you want to know the true stories, go to the Quran. That's why I'm telling, and actually I advise myself and advise my daughters and my sisters to read the stories of in the Quran. Stories of the prophets in the Quran. Surah Al-Kahf, we supposed to read every Friday. It contains 4 main stories, which is very interesting stories. The book of the Quran is different from any other novel book by its 100% truth. When you are reading about Prophet Noah or Prophet Nuh, it's 100% correct what happened to him. The huge ship that he took from all the species on it, it was not fantasy, it was not imagination, it was 100% truth. The story of Prophet Saleh and his camel, the great camel came from the rock. It's not something imagination, it happened, it's a miracle by Allah, it's 100% truth. So if you want even the stories, the true story, go for the stories of the Prophet in the Quran. And as I mentioned, Surah Al-Kahf, a lot of stories in Surah Al-Kahf. In Surah Ar-Rum, ayah 8, do they not contemplate within themselves? Here, there is another truth in ourselves. Allah hasn't created the heaven and earth, what's between them, except in truth. The heaven is truth, 100%. The earth is truth, 100%. Between the earth and the heaven of what Allah created is truth. The truth, 100%. Whatever the species Allah created. And indeed, many of the people in the meeting with their Lord are disbelievers. And despite of that truth that's surrounded by many things created by Allah, still people will return to Allah as disbeliever. In Surah An-Nisa, ayah 170, O mankind, the messenger has come to you with the truth from your Lord. So believe it's better for you. But if you disbelieve, then indeed to Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and earth, and ever is Allah knowing and wise. Here again is coming to the revelation of the Quran. If the truth came to Prophet Muhammad to tell us about that. Indeed, we have sent in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 119. Indeed, we have sent you, Ya Muhammad, with the truth as a bringer of good tidings and warner, and you will not be asked about the companions of the hellfire. So here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what else is truth? His promise to paradise to the believers, and his promise to the hellfire for the disbelievers. And this is what means bringing we sent you the truth as a bringer of good tidings, which is to have good tidings for the believers by the paradise, and warner for the disbeliever by the hell, by mentioning about the hellfire. So this is another meaning of the truth, the promise of Allah, threat promise for the believers and threat for the disbelievers. In Surah Al-An'am, ayah 30, you could but see when they will be made to stand before the Lord. This is the disbelievers during the day of judgment. He will say, is this not the truth? So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing a very interesting scene when the disbelievers will return back to him and start to see the hellfire in front of them, and they will be pushed to this hellfire. At that time, Allah is asking them, is this not the truth? What they will say? They will say, yes, by our Lord. He will then say to them, so taste the punishment because you used to disbelieve. So here it is another scene and another view of the truth that the believers spent all their life denying by it, the day of judgment, reviving, and the hellfire and the paradise. They were even mocking from the disbelievers by mentioning these things in the life or in the dunya. When they return back to the hereafter, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make them see this and tell them, is this the truth? Is this not the truth? They will reply, yes, it is the truth, our Lord. But at that time, when they confess by the Lordship of Allah, it will not be beneficial for them. Also in Surah Al-An'am, ayah 62, then his servants are returned to Allah, their true Lord, unquestionably. His is the judgment, and he is the swiftest of accountant. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning when the servants or his servants will return back to him. And their true Lord here is very important, because if you are talking about those people who worship another Lord during their life, maybe one is worshiping his money, and other worshiping his authority, other worshiping his children. He loved children in a way, in a mad way, that he's interfering in everything in their life, or worshiping his career, or whatever worshiping. There is many lords that can be worshipped, and when we are saying worshiping here, I mean that is number one priority in your heart. Just search in your heart, and we mentioned that before. What is number one priority? If number one priority in your heart something else than Allah, you know that you are worshiping this thing. If it is number one in your heart. So here when Allah is mentioning their true Lord, mean that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the true Lord for them, not the Lord they used to worship in the dunya. In Surah Al-A'raf, ayah 8, and the weighing of deeds that day will be the truth. Here another meaning of the truth is the scales and the balance during the day of judgment. There will be balance that balance the good deeds and the bad deeds. So this is considered to be another truth that we'll have. In Surah Al-Anfal, ayah 8, then that he should establish the truth and abolish falsehood, even if the criminals dislike it. Here, after we mention all the types of the truth that is present in the Quran, I would like to leave this ayah just for a second, and we'll come back to it, and we'll take the other two ayahs after it. In Surah Al-Isra, ayah 105, and with the truth we have sent the Quran down, and with the truth it has descended, and we haven't sent you, Muhammad, except as a bringer of good tidings and a warner. As we mentioned before, what's meant by bringer of good tidings and warner, but here what we want to stress on, that the Quran is sent down, the truth is the Quran, and this is the truth, that the Quran sent down from the heaven. It's not a book written by any human being. It's not a book, an earthy book. It's not a book written by any mankind. So we have sent the Quran down because it's the truth. He sent down the Quran, who is the truth, and with the truth it has descended, and it contained the truth. So the book of the Quran came from the truth, name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the ultimate truth, and contained the ultimate truth, both. That's why here the truth are being mentioned twice in this ayah. In Surah Sad, at the same or a very near meaning, when Allah is mentioning, Allah, when he's mentioning to shaitan, when the shaitan told him to give him like a permission not to punish him immediately, just to give him a permission till the day of judgment. So Allah replied him. He said here, he is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, refer to Allah in Surah Sad from ayah 84. He said, Allah. So after he mentioning the shaitan for him, give me a permission till the day of judgment. So Allah replied to him and said what? He said, so the truth is. Now Allah will say the truth, okay? But again, before saying, he mentioned, and only the truth I say. فَالْحَقُّ وَالْحَقَّ أَقُولُ, which means, so the truth is, and only the truth I say. What Allah will say, I will surely fill hell with you and with whoever of them who follow you, all together. So here we can see, before Allah mentioning, he could say, Allah said, I will surely fill hell, and so and complete the ayah. No, we'll see a whole ayah, which is ayah 84, being mentioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by saying, so he said, so the truth is, and only the truth I say, and only the truth I say. In ayah 8 in Surah Al-Anfal, what we are saying here, that he should establish the truth and abolish his about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he should establish the truth and abolish falsehood, even if the criminals disliked it. Which means that since Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the ultimate truth, and his book is the ultimate truth, and his act is the ultimate truth. So what can we get benefit from this truthfulness? Now we are living with the truth. Since we started the session now, the truth is our key word. What will benefit from the truth? To establish. Allah wants us as Muslim and as an Islam religion, from its aim, target is to establish the truth and abolish falsehood. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala establish the truth. How we establish the truth? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by his all powerfulness, by sending the messengers, by helping the people to the messenger helping the people to invite them to the true religion, and how the people are standing against oppression, the Muslims, and establishing the truth in their life. So since Allah is the truth and his book is the truth, and his messenger, final messenger, and of course all the messenger, but when you are speaking about Messenger Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, he was known as the truth teller. A truth teller, this was his character even before the prophethood. In Surah Az-Zumar, ayah 75, and you will see the angels surrounding the throne, exalting Allah with praise of their Lord, and it will be judged between them in truth, and it will be said, all praise to Allah, Lord of the worlds. This is another view coming during the day of judgment. Allah is telling us that Allah will judge between the people in truth. In truth. Another ayah in Surah Fussilat 53, we will show them our signs in the horizon and within themselves until it becomes clear to them that it is the truth. But is it not sufficient concerning your Lord that he is over all things a witness? So here another truth, as we mentioned, everything in the horizon being created by Allah is considered to be a truth, 100% correct. We mentioned that. in Surah An-Naba, ayah 39, that is the true day, which is the day of judgment. Here, the truth related to the day of judgment. So whoever wills, let him take a path to a place of return to his Lord through their righteous deeds. Now we'll come to the benefits of the name and living with the name of Allah, Al-Haqq, to call him by his name. Al-Haqq, the ultimate truth. When I am making dua for Al-Haqq, I should be 100% sure that Allah is hearing me. Allah will respond to me. Allah is seeing me. Because why? Because he is the ultimate truth. His existence is 100% correct. Understanding the truth, we are taught. We believe that Allah is the truth, and we believe that his words are true. What he has promised, true. The truth of purpose, accountability, return to our Lord, benefiting humanity, cooperating with others for good, standing up for oppression, and fact that Allah is with us and protecting us when we stand for truth. This is another thing, that we have to stand for truth. And this is what we going to say in the next 2 points. Do not say also from the meaning of benefits of this name, do not say about Allah or his messenger except the truth. This is very dangerous when we are trying to invent something that not said by Allah or mentioned by Allah or his messenger. This is very, very dangerous. And Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam in hadith sahih, he mentioned that anyone he will talk about him something that he doesn't mention or he didn't say the truth about him will take his seat in the hellfire. Prepare himself to take his seat in the hellfire. Another point here, to be seeker of the truth in all its form. It doesn't matter if the truth is for or against you. This is very important to be applied in our life, because sometimes the truth is not easy to be mentioned. Sometimes the truth is not easy to be mentioned, but we have to have the priority in our heart is if we ask it about the truth, we should mention the truth. We should mention the truth. And finally, we'll come to a very interesting story about actually, I just gave it the name of Truth Seeker. The Truth Seeker is one of the companion from Persian. He's a Persian. He was a Persian companion. His name was Salman. In Arabic, Salman al-Farisi. Al-Farisi in Arabic is a Persian. So Salman was from the very famous companion, and he had his story actually is very interesting. For gave us a lesson, a very important lesson for the truth seeker, how to search for the truth. Salman al-Farisi is one of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, was a sincere seeker of the truth. He came from a wealthy Persian family. He was even entrusted with keeping the fire that they worshipped. But one day he heard some Christians speak about their faith. He wanted to convert to their religion, so his father put him under house arrest. When he finally escaped, he accompanied a seemingly pious Christian leader. But that man turned out to be corrupt, taking people's charity meant for the poor for himself. At that point, Salman radiallahu anhu could have turned away. He could have said, what a hypocrite, what a religion, I don't want anything to do with this. This is very important, my sisters, because sometimes now during these days, we may find Muslims that they may having bad characters. And this is, of course, is not good, but we don't blame Islam. We don't blame Islam. Islam, the religion, is a pure religion. So here, during we're mentioning the story of Salman, that he was searching for a religious man, Christian man, and this was the point of attraction first to him. But when he found him corrupted and taking the people charity for himself, he turned away from him, but not turned away from the religion. And this is very important. when we see a sheikh or scholar or someone, may Allah protect us all, والعياذ بالله, convert, يعني changed or deviated from the right path, don't say, oh, this the Islam. It's not the Islam. It's not the Islam. It's the behavior of the people. May Allah forgive all those who are deviated. Then what happened? He knew that the truth had nothing to do with the evil actions of men. He left the corrupt man and continued seeking. He finally found a pious Christian monk. He accompanied him and learned much from him until that man was about to die. Salman asked him for advice concerning what he should do and whose company he should seek. So the monk told him of some of the signs of the prophet who was coming, a man who didn't take charity but would accept gifts in a place between two mountains, who had a seal on his back. So these are three signs of the Prophet Muhammad والسلام, given to Salman, that he accept only gifts, not charity. He is in a place between two mountains, which is Al-Madinah, Al-Munawwara, and he has a seal on his back. There is a seal of the prophethood on his back. So Salman radiallahu anh set out to go to Arabia. When he searched for, he asked about this city between the two mountains, he knows that its name is Yathrib or Al-Madinah. So he decided to travel from the Persia, or now it is, we can say, Iran. He decided to travel from Iran to the Saudi Arabia, if you are speaking now in the modern language. He met some Arabs and told them he would give them money if they would take him to the Arabia. But unfortunately, they took his money and kidnapped him. And this was before Islam. This is happening before the Islam. They took the money and kidnapped him in order to sell him as a slave. And a Jewish man bought him and eventually was taken to Medina, because at that time the Medina were occupied by the disbelievers and by the Jews. The Jews are very having many tribes there at that time. So the Jewish man took him to the Medina to serve one of the men from Banu Nadir tribe, one of the Jewish tribes of the Medina. This was before Prophet Muhammad والسلام, arrived to Medina. When the Prophet والسلام, arrived, Salman radiallahu anhu heard that a man who people believed to be a prophet had come. So Salman tested the prophet. He looked for the signs being told by the Christian man, and they were all there. He tried to give him charity. Prophet Muhammad refused. He gave him a gift. He told him this is a gift. So the Prophet Muhammad accepted. And then he tried to see. Prophet Muhammad knows that he was searching for the seal on his back. So he just exposed his back a little bit, that Salman could see the seal. And he be sure that he is the Prophet at that time. He wept and kissed the hand of the Prophet ﷺ and told him his story. The Prophet collected money from all the companions in order to buy Salman's freedom. For this reason, all the companions wanted to claim him, and the Muhajirin, the immigrants from Mecca, and the Ansar, the supporters in Medina, both said that Salman was from them. They tried to support him psychologically by making as he left everything. He left everything. He left his family. He left his place. He left his country. He left his house, and even his money being stolen from him, and be slave. And after all that, for all that, for the truth, seeking the truth and seeking the Prophet. And when he saw the Prophet actually was very happy about him. And as we mentioned, he set him free and make him feel that from the Ansar and from the Muhajirin, they are like his brothers. And moreover, he said, the Prophet ﷺ, no, when he said that the Muhajirin and the Ansar is offering to be from them, he mentioned, no, Salman is from us, the people of the house. The house is the Kaaba. or means this is the family of the Prophet alayhi salam. So actually he said he is from my family. He considered him as from the family of the Prophet. How much honor, at last was the rewards of Salman after all these difficult times, which give us an inspiration that the truth is not easy to have. We have to search for the truth. We shouldn't just believe anything to be mentioned in our ears. We have to think by our minds, to ask Allah to help us, to make dua, because when we reach the truth, it will be a very brilliant feeling of happiness and of serenity. And I can feel now the feelings of Salman at last. All these times just passed. What he feel that Prophet Muhammad now is happy about him and he considered him as one of his family. رضي الله عنهم جميعا وأرضاهم وصلى الله وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. So being a seeker of the truth, usually you have to put mind that you will arrive to the final station. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.